What's going on, everybody? I am Max Ralph.
I'm Zach Allen.
Special guest appearance today with Seth Engel not making the trip to Bloomington, but we are in Bloomington. Penn State just took down Indiana 45-14. It was a very dominating performance for Penn State. Couple of big things that stood out. Katron Allen is that dude. The defense set a program record 16 tackles for loss today, and a banged up offensive line played really well overall. Zach, what'd you see today?
Yeah, I mean, it started off slow, 7-7, and then Katron Allen just took over. Back-to-back touchdowns on back-to-back drives. I think he hit the Heisman pose in the third quarter.
He did.
Basically the story of the game today. But overall, and Drew Aller, he came in the third quarter, picked up where Sean Clifford left off, threw 2 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
Indiana could never really recover.
Yeah, Indiana just outmatched today. There was a lot of discourse about the quarterback coming into today's game. Sean Clifford ended up starting pretty unsurprisingly. After a slow start, ended up playing pretty well, had over 200 yards passing. All the touchdowns came on the ground today, but Drew Aller came in midway through the third quarter and played well. And I think that's pretty much what you're going to see mostly through the rest of the season. Is Sean's going to start, but they're going to try and sneak in reps for Aller wherever you can. But to go back to Katron Allen, I mean, he really proved that he is a special talent today. I mean, there were a couple of situations where it looked like he didn't have much of anything, and he turned it into something. Sean Clifford hit him on a little check down in I think the third quarter, and he ended up taking it 45 yards and almost scored, cut all the way across the field. He's a really good football player. He's got great vision for a true freshman running back, and he's a really tough runner too. So he was really impressive. But how about the offensive line's job too? They were missing 3 starters actually. Olu Fashanu was gone off the left side. Landon Tangwell was gone off the left side, and Caden Wallace didn't play. True freshman Drew Shelton played at left tackle. Hunter Norzad and J.B. Nelson played at left guard, and at right tackle was Bryce Effner today. I thought they played really well.
Yeah, and after the game, Bryce was talking to us, and he basically, emphasized practice. I know in the offseason, the offensive line was getting double reps because of lack of depth, and that kind of played out today. Everyone was kind of rotating, maybe at positions they hadn't played at before, and 45-14, they got the job done today. It was impressive overall from the offensive line.
Yeah, it's definitely a position that Penn State has struggled with depth-wise in years past, so it was impressive to be able to see them missing so many pieces and still come out and play well today. But again, I think this is similar to Minnesota. This was a statement win that Penn State needed after a loss. We've seen it in the past where losses have stacked up, or sometimes it doesn't feel like Penn State's as good as they really are, as they should be, because coming off of a loss, they don't really dominate teams that they should dominate. They've done it 2 games in a row now after losses. So winnable games through the rest of the way, in my opinion. Penn State's back at home next week against Maryland. Thanks for watching. Keep tracking with us online at collegian.psu.edu and at PSU Footblog and Wanna Know Pod on Twitter.